This week we review Maxxxine, directed by Ty West and starring Mia Goth. This film rounds off the trilogy of X and Pearl and gives a fitting send-off to Mia Goth's character and her eyebrows.
Hi, Robert Englund here, a.k.a. Freddy fucking Krueger. And you're listening to Horror Movie Talk.
Is this a metal thing?
Yes.
Little taste.
David, what is this?
Pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert.
This is back country. This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo be pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, you're such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso. Horror.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Horror Movie Talk. I'm Bryce Hanson, and my favorite porn category is armpits. And with me is Max, whose favorite category is humiliation, and Sydney,
Heyo.
whose favorite category is crying. Every week, we review a single horror movie. New theatrical releases always get priority, but we review older horror movies, both good and horrible. Please make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Please, for the love of God, give us more reviews on Apple Podcasts.
We
Full
actually had
video-
a few this last week, which was really nice.
Did we? I didn't
Well,
see
yeah.
them.
I mean, I didn't see them, but a bunch of people left in the comments that they had left some. So,
Yeah,
and by a bunch,
they-
I mean like 2 or 3.
They say that. I'm gonna call them out if they haven't.
Yeah, fact check them.
Fact check.
People
Oh, yeah.
like to say
Yeah,
that they
we got
support
good.
horror movie talk.
Wow, we got several. Thank you so much for Jesus. That's like the most we've gotten in a bump for a while.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep those reviews coming on in. It really helps us out in the rankings for podcasts, and Apple Podcasts is still a very important channel. Another important channel that's growing every week is our YouTube channel. So subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on YouTube. Also, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/horrormovietalk. It's the equivalent of the adult section at your video rental store. And if you want to call and leave us a voicemail and hear your voice on a future episode of Horror Movie Talk, call 682-253-4468. We got a great show today. We'll be reviewing Maxxxine, and we'll start out by giving a brief review and our score for the movie. We score on a scale of 1 to 10. After we give our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. So if you haven't seen it yet, you can skip that part until you watch it. Later on, guys, I have a very special surprise. A very special game. I don't want to announce it yet. Just say if you stay until the end, it's worth it.
Yay!
Wow.
People are going to be happy. People are going to be happy.
I'm so excited.
You could probably guess. You could probably guess
horror
what it's
porno?
going to be. But
That would
you
be
know.
so fitting
We'll see.
for the content of this episode, horror porno. That would be great.
you never know. Like maybe.
You never know. He had it queued up, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Okay. So Maxine can be found in theaters now. Maxine follows the titular character as she attempts to leave the porno film industry and enter into mainstream Hollywood. She's haunted by her past and is traumatized by the events of X that happened 6 years previously, where she was the sole survivor of a homicidal elderly couple. Spoilers. While struggling with the trauma and the difficulties of navigating Hollywood, several of her friends and acquaintances are murdered by a mysterious figure with black leather gloves. Will she achieve Hollywood stardom? Will she be charged for murdering an elderly woman in Texas? Will she foil Dr. Claw's plan to use a missile silo to launch a missile to destroy Metro City? Watch Maxine or skip forward to the spoiler section to find out. So my take on Maxine is it continues the exploitation genre throwback vibe of X and Pearl, but this one is much less stylized and frankly less horror focused. It's more of a thriller / horror that is about as close as you can come to an American giallo. Maxine is surrounded by colleagues and acquaintances, but the maximum extent of the character development for them is this one's gay. They end up all being disposable fodder for a prototypical faceless giallo villain. Maxine, as we've seen in X, is super capable and driven, and it ends up being one of the pitfalls of the movie. She is such a bad bitch that you never really believe that she's in danger at any point. Therefore, there isn't much of an arc in her character or the plot. It ends up being a waiting game to learn who done it. Or a waiting game to see, like, did she make her way to Hollywood stardom? The cast is great and includes Kevin Bacon doing an impression of Daniel Craig's Cajun accent. Giancarlo Esposito plays a character that isn't a ripoff of Gus Fring, which is impressive. And there are other actors too. This film is a tribute to 80s cinema, and as such, Ty West limited technology to that of the time period, which doesn't really seem noticeable in terms of quality of the visuals, but there are some very visceral practical effects that 80s horror fans will love. It's an enjoyable movie, and if you liked X and Pearl, this is a good capper, but for me, it wasn't as interesting as those films. I give it a score of 7 out of 10.
Okay.
What say you, Max?
Yeah. So I did really enjoy this movie. I just think it has a couple problems which make it a little bit boring at times. The visuals are stunning. I thought it was shot really well. The acting is really good. There's like a couple characters in there that are fun to watch, but there's not a lot that happens. I feel like it kind of is just like there's some murders. You're trying to figure out who did the murder. You figure it out. Movie's over. And I thought that the murderer was pretty easy to guess. In fact, that was my guess going into the film before it even started, and I was correct. So, you know, it wasn't like surprising to me. It wasn't that interesting of a storyline, but I just love watching Mia Goth. I just love it. I love watching her, and I love her presence. And so, yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 as well, because I really enjoyed it. I just think it could have been a lot better had they focused a little bit more on the storyline.
Yeah, and like it's kind of funny because they're setting it up as a whodunit, or like, who is this mysterious character with the leather gloves, except they give you no options for who it could be. Like, There's no red herrings. There's no like even attempt to be like, this person is her enemy in life.
I think the one red herring is that they keep talking about the Night Stalker. Like, they bring up the Night Stalker so much. Night Stalker has nothing to do with this movie. Like, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I went into this movie with very high expectations because when I saw X, I was blown away. Like, it was a new take on a slasher. I like Ty West's directing style and his editing style. I really loved X. I really loved Pearl. Pearl was so different in terms of X, and I was like, wow, how is he going to top these two movies that are so different from each other? Like, oh, he's probably going to do something even more different for the third one. And I was honestly pretty disappointed. The plot was so loose. Like, I agree with a lot of Bryce's review of it, just being like, oh, well, you know, she's a bad bitch. You know, she's going to get herself out of this situation. So it's not really suspenseful. And it wasn't. And I thought it was pretty cheesy at times too, and I guess that was a play on like the 80s horror, but there's plenty of 80s horror that isn't cheesy and that is just like very good. But I was really disappointed. I thought the ending was just like so anticlimactic, like when you found out who the killer was, and it was all very silly, I thought. And I didn't like the side characters that were her friends. They were not fleshed out. They had like 3 lines and then they would, So when I walked out, I gave it a 6, but I'm changing it to a 5. I really just thought it was a middle of the road. It was more of like a crime action thriller than a horror movie. Like Pearl was more of a horror movie and Pearl wasn't really a horror movie. So yeah. I don't know. I'm really disappointed because I really loved this series and I was really excited for this. And then I watched it and I was like, what the hell? But Kevin Bacon, Giancarlo Esposito, and Bobby Cannavale were my favorite goofy characters. But other than that, it's just all right.
There wasn't.
Did you give a score?
5.
5.
There wasn't as much gratuitous violence as the past few movies. I feel like there was like 2 scenes that really stuck out and the rest was kind of just like regular slasher stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the violence happens off camera. Like there's how many murders are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
There's 4 murders and 3 of them happen completely off camera. Like you see him, the most is like you see him beat up and then a dead body. But yeah, it's like you don't see much of the violence, which, when you have a movie that doesn't shy away from stomping like in a close up balls, testicles and a dick, like why not show the murders? It's like whatever. It's not my movie. Ty West can do what he wants, I guess.
I guess.
Speaking of doing what you want, I want to do a mid-roll. So if you're listening to commercials,
do it.
You should know you don't have to. You can go to our Patreon and subscribe to the tier that gives you early access without ads, and you can leave the world of commerce. Well, no, I guess
you got to pay to leave the world of commerce.
Submitting to commerce, you leave the world of unintentional commerce behind. Go to patreon.com/horror movie talk. Also, if you want to garb yourself in gear with our logo, go to our shop at horrormovietalk.com/shop. Please check out our resident artist, Dustin Gobble. He's been with us for years and years and years and generously gives us of his talents for artwork every episode. He's on Instagram at dgobble00. So check him out. If you want to leave a voicemail, call 682-253-4468. Thanks for listening. Let's get into spoilers. I've had so much Diet Coke. I've muted so many giant belches already, like while you guys are talking. It is, could be a throwback. This could be a throwback episode of Horror Movie Talk. Back when we slung around the R word and belched into the microphone.
What does it say behind you?
I believe it says, if you don't succeed, you probably had a man helping you.
Ah.
I don't know if you guys realize, but this is one of the most famous characters on gift cards. Her name is Maxine.
Oh, really?
So
I didn't know
Maxine
her name.
grows up, in my headcanon, Maxine Minx grows up to be an elderly lady featured on gift cards.
Nice.
I also have a Maxine behind me. This is me, Max, when I had longer hair. So that's about as close as you're going to get.
And I would have
You
had
guys
a
didn't-
Maxine behind me, but my green screen didn't work, and we're recording an hour and a half late because I was trying so hard and it wouldn't work. And now it's just me in my messy fucking bedroom, which we have gotten comments about. I am sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It's a really
honestly
small
not that
room.
messy. Your bed is made. What are people complaining about?
I saw something. Someone said something about the shoe rack that's falling apart in the background a while ago.
I think
but
you're
whatever.
fine.
That's just more telling of the person saying that. It's like, why are you paying such close attention? He's like trying to triangulate your position so he can stalk you.
Let's be honest. There are some men who are zooming in all over that bedroom when they watch these episodes. Do you think your boyfriend punches your stuffed animals when you're gone?
What do you mean? They're right there.
Like, as soon as you walk out of the room, he just like starts beating one up.
No, but if he makes my bed, he puts them in sexual positions together.
Oh, that's nice.
I get really upset because they're my little babies. And they.
By the way, why is
they
your
don't-
boyfriend so unhinged about cables, by the way?
I don't know.
Her boyfriend unplugged everything from her setup just because you're not supposed to leave it plugged in, which is fucking insane.
Stop it.
He's
Yeah.
really afraid of
God.
that electrical fire.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you
they're
think
not
every,
plugged
like-
in. I unplug everything and I put it away because I work at this desk and I can't fit everything because I have a very small desk. So I can't fit everything. But I'm getting a bigger desk when I move, so I will be able to keep everything up. But I unplug. I just unplug everything from the wall and from my computer, so they're not running. So I put them in a bag down there.
I have a suggestion for a desk if anyone's ever wondering. Do you have a desk picked out, Sydney?
No, but I was looking at Wayfair for like a standing desk.
Wayfair. Oof.
Fuck that.
Be
What you
careful,
want
Sydney.
is
I have a
you're going to go to
child
Home,
show up.
children, the children in the desk.
you're going to go to Home Depot
Okay.
and you're going to get a Husky work
Bryce.
table.
Chill out on the Diet Coke, my guy.
Gorgeous.
Husky. I love my desk. It's not as wide as most desks, but if you get like the clamp on stuff for like your monitor and stuff, like it's perfect. Okay, I'm going to show you.
Oh, I see.
We're
it.
going on it. We're going on a tangent. We're going on a
Yeah.
tangent, but
No,
it's
that's-
important for people
It
to
looks
know.
nice. Yeah.
These desks, I think I have this one, except I don't have the drawers on it. But this is you can crank it up to be a standing desk.
Oh.
You're never going to use the standing desk. I'll just tell you, it's not going to happen.
I have
No
a
one
standing
uses
desk
their standing
at
desk.
work. I have a standing desk at work. And I
Do
use
you
it
use
sometimes.
it?
Sometimes.
Standing desks are the death of the working man, I think.
Standing
The
desks
one good
are-
thing about sitting at a desk all day is you get to just chill.
right.
And now you got to
guess so.
stand while you work.
Well, I mean,
Anyways,
you're
these
like-
desks,
I don't
these
know.
desks are like super high quality. It's metal and like a butcher block of wood.
That looks
Like
awesome.
it is awesome, and it's only. I mean, $300 sounds like a lot, but it is
No, but that's not.
solid.
There are desks
And
that
it's
are like
got-
$1,000. So
Yeah, and it's got casters, and then even this bar, you can set it to where it's like not in the middle. It can be towards the back.
nice.
They probably
Buy it
have.
for her, Bryce.
I know.
Not
What
gonna.
the hell?
I'm not.
Buy it with the horror movie
Sydney's
talk money.
sugar daddy.
Okay, well,
I'm kind of Sydney's sugar daddy. I just bought her a green screen that she can't figure out how to fucking use.
I haven't even used the new mic arm yet because I'm too scared.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, I do everything on the fly, so that's why I'm always late. Is because I'm like, I'll just do everything in 2 minutes, and then it doesn't take 2 minutes, and then I
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't
Yeah,
take
it
2
doesn't.
minutes. Anyways,
but
it's
this
gonna
movie-
be fine. How about this movie, though? So this one takes place in 1985, so it's 6 years after X. And we're shown like a little clip of Maxine when she's a little girl. Did they show this in X too?
I think so, but I remember he was just on the TV preaching about his daughter has like gone to the devil. I remember that in X.
And then it shows Maxine going to an audition for like a Hollywood film, and they have her like act into the camera, and it's very intense, and she does a really good job. And then they're like, okay, it was really good. Okay, can you take off your shirt and show us your tits?
And then she's like,
uh-huh. Which
I thought was odd that they didn't show her tits on camera, and then a scene later you see them. Is that...
Do they show it? I don't remember them actually ever showing her tits.
Yeah, because she watches her own sex tape. And she's
yeah.
Oh, well, that was...
So I was just like, at first I was like, oh, I guess they're not, showing that in this movie. And then they show it in the next scene, the same actress. So I was like,
Can I just say one thing?
Be like,
Tits, bitch.
I was like, I did not understand why she was being... I do understand why she was being blackmailed, but like, okay, so you killed an old lady. Why didn't they find like her sex dungeon, like Pearl's sex dungeon in her basement where she had dead bodies that were piled up down there with their dicks cut off? Like, I don't understand. Like, it was proven that she was a criminal just by the shit in her house. So it just doesn't make sense to me that like the person that was blackmailing her would be doing this and she would actually get freaked out about being caught by the cops. Like, that just didn't make any logical sense to me at all. Because like, it just, I don't know. I don't know if that also struck you guys at all, but I was like, why is she even fucking worried about that? Like, how would the cops not be able to find like Pearl's stash of like people's shit? Like, she's been killing people for 60 years.
I feel like even if I like killed someone out of self-defense, I would be super worried that I would go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really explain the dilemma there, because I agree. Obviously, it was self-defense, and there's tons of evidence to show that, mainly that all of her friends were murdered. But I mean, I guess you could say like, what elderly, octogenarian woman would be able to kill all these people? But I don't know. I mean, they could have even just made it the angle of like, she doesn't want that kind of press. Like, if she's on the cusp of reaching stardom, that she doesn't want people to know her as that, which is ironic because that's how she breaks into stardom, is being infamous from basically shooting her father in the head at the end. Wait.
Yeah. So were you guys able to pick up that it was her father the whole time?
No,
I didn't either.
I was like, I didn't think of anyone though. Like, it didn't give you any options for who it was.
No, not really. Well,
because everyone that she knows is murdered. Like, there's no there's no person closer. I mean, I guess it could have been the director, and that wouldn't make any sense. And then like, even one of the main mistakes they made is that they made Kevin Bacon's character working for the Faceless character. Like, the obvious choice would have been like, it's probably Kevin Bacon,
right?
But you see him interacting with Dr. Claw.
I went with my friend who's also named Max, so it was triple Max.
Wow.
Max.
And the first time you see like the guy with his leather gloves, he leans over to me and he goes, "Do we know who that is? Like, are we supposed to know?" And I was like, I'm 90% sure it's her dad. And then in the next scene, he like goes to a strip. I actually don't know what these places are called.
It's called a peep show.
Okay. He goes to a peep show and watches Maxine, and I was like, oh shoot, maybe it's not her dad. It is. It's her dad.
And also her dad obviously watched her porn, because he sent her the VHS tape of her porn. So it's all very strange.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he masturbated to it. That's why he's furious.
Disgusting.
God damn it.
It's
Make me
just
masturbate.
I agree with Bryce that they didn't really give like any context as to who it would be besides like the beginning where like they show the home video in 1959 of like Maxine and her dad recording her. But like I just think that was I thought it was so anticlimactic. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. Cause like, I don't know. It's like X was one thing. And then we get the prequel Pearl, which is like, doesn't tie into this at all. Like, except that Maxine
That's
made
not
it.
true, Sydney.
Maxine made it.
That's not true.
And Pearl didn't ever make it. What?
The star that Maxine was standing on in the Hollywood Boulevard, was the star that inspired Pearl to try to be a star.
I didn't catch that. See, I didn't.
So it was a
catch that.
tie-in.
Wow.
Like you missed it. It's
It is
not
a good tie-in.
I said,
it's not
who
your
the
fault
fuck
that
is
you didn't miss
Thelda? Like, I was like, I don't know who that is because I'm 25. But yeah, I don't know. I was just really angry at this movie. Like, I was just like, what? There's nothing happening. I was like checked out. By the time Halsey showed up with their fucking Brooklyn accent, I was like, yeah, this sucks. Like, I'm like, what is that about? Like, that was ridiculous.
Hey, be careful, Sydney, because we've been getting some comments about how we keep giving movies high scores and then we just shit on it the whole time.
I gave it a
And so-
5.
Well, five out of 10 is not a high score.
It's not a bad score.
I think people discount how shitty horror movies can be. Like,
Yeah.
like a 7 is like,
Can still have a lot of problems.
yeah. I mean, it's in like the 70th percentile, but there's a huge swath of shitty horror movies. Anyways, yeah. So, it shows. I was confused of whether it was Maxine in the Peep Show, because she was wearing a wig, and then I would be the person fooled by Clark Kent in the glasses. It's like, that's not the same girl. Her hair is red. And I thought it was showing like her meeting the person that was in the Peep Show coming out of it. But anyways, I was confused. It's interesting seeing like the 80s porn culture. Like that's kind of interesting because you realize there's no internet porn. It's like, no, you have to go
But
buy
somehow
nudie
every
magazines.
dude has seen her porn still.
Yeah. I mean, it was in the age of VHS, so like you'd have to go and buy it from a store. And then also like if you wanted to see girls get naked, you'd go to a peep show or a strip club. And I was realizing like a peep show is literally just cam girls now.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only difference. Anyways.
I really loved that
More things
Elizabeth
change, the more it stays the
Debicki.
same.
I really love that Elizabeth Debicki was in this movie. I wish they utilized her more. If she was the killer, it would have been way cooler, in my opinion.
Elizabeth Debicki?
Debicki, the director, I love her. She's 6'1". Actually,
What has she
real
been
life.
in?
She was in Tenet. She, I don't know, something else. I recognize her from Tenet the most. She was also in The Crown. Yeah.
Who did she play in The Crown?
I think she
Debicki.
played. I'm not sure actually.
She was Princess Diana.
There you go. Princess Diana.
Are you lagging, Sydney? Feels like you can't hear us when we're talking.
Yeah, I've been freezing. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, she did good. It was a good. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
We're just ignoring you. Like
Okay, cool.
it's just when you talk, it's a lot of this, and then our faces just glaze over.
Like, Sydney, I'm
Okay.
trying to listen to you, but when you're talking, I'm just trying to think of what I'm going to say, and so it's really hard.
Moving on. So she meets like a couple of these, other sex workers, and they're like, "Hey, you should come to this party in the Hollywood Hills." And And then the next time we see them, they're like they're like beat the shit out of at this party, and then they get murdered.
Well, you don't even really see them get beat the shit out of. They're just like tied up, and they're just like tied up.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that was like feels like a missed opportunity, because just every like 20 minutes or so, it's someone saying like, "Hey, I'm going to this fancy party in the Hollywood Hills, right underneath the Hollywood sign. You should come." And then they all just immediately get murdered. And it's like, there's 2 LA detectives working this case, and they can't just go check out that house. Like, what's going on?
End, when Maxine goes to the house, my friend leans over to me and he goes, "Wait, she's just now connecting that all the people who died went to this house?" Like, we've known that the whole time.
And the cops are too.
Right.
The cops are too. Like, and I watched this. I saw this with my boyfriend last night, and he was like, when we were talking about it when we left, he was like, it was really stupid that they had the cops follow her to the house and then wait outside, because when we saw her get like tied up, we knew she was going to get saved.
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, like we knew she was going to get saved. Like they were going to come in. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Like she was never in any danger. Like she was literally never in any danger in the entire movie. Even when Kevin Bacon was chasing her, it's like, okay, well, he's not going to kill her. Like that's not the point. That's not what the employer told him to do. So
she actually does exactly what I've been saying everyone in a horror movie should do, which is just run so hard, because she runs and she does a great job. Like she's running fast. She has a steady pace. She runs for a very long time, and he can't keep up. And that's what I think more people need to do is save their own life.
Of running indoors and up sets of stairs, which is retired.
Right.
So
no.
It's a trope that should be retired. That's what I'm saying.
Bad boy.
Oh, that trope should be retired.
Okay. Say restarted instead.
Restarted.
Jesus Christ.
You know, when your computer's acting really slow, you need to restart it.
Yeah.
Like that's restarted.
Yeah.
You know.
That is restarted.
That's so restarted.
Jesus.
So yeah, I mean, like you said, there's not a lot happening. Like literally we can tell you the whole plot is her dad is coming for her and murders a bunch of people around her for some reason, I guess.
No reason.
No
reason.
Yeah, there's no that doesn't make any sense. Why are no. The reason is that they try to save them in this house in the Hollywood Hills, and then for some reason none of them want to be saved.
But
which does not make sense. Do you think if you got
there's a stitch in that though? There's a stitch in that plan.
Hey, you need to come to Christ or else we are going to murder you. Do you think 2 porn actresses are going to be like, no?
Yeah, I would just say yeah. I would say yes, and then go back to your life.
Shit out of and murdered.
Like it's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And then there's a stitch in that
but
though.
You wouldn't turn away from Christ after that, right?
No, never. But that happens. But then he just murders. He murders the guy in the video store with no preface. So it's not consistent. He doesn't have a consistent MO. He's not trying to turn the porn video store guy.
He was gay though.
Well,
yeah, that guy just deserved it. I mean, I just need to teach these young sluts about Christ, because all they got to do is say, "I accept Jesus into my heart," then you're fine. Like that's all you got to say.
Rice has a lot to teach young sluts.
You can be a hoe. You can still do porn. Like you just feel real bad about it. Just as long as you feel real bad about it and accept Jesus into your heart,
fine.
You're already saved. You know, like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's the main takeaway. Is I have a lot to teach young sluts. Right. So
I think
Yeah.
one of the best scenes, which has no, it doesn't matter for the movie. It could have been taken out and it would have been the same movie. Is when she stomps on that guy's balls. The only reason that was in there was to show that she's a badass, which we already know.
Yeah, which we've seen
cool scene,
already.
Good
yeah,
scene.
it's a cool scene. It happens way too early, though.
It does.
It's like literally like in the first 15 minutes or something. So it's like,
Yeah.
it undercuts any kind of suspense after that point. Cause like, yeah, she's just going to stomp some guy's nuts if they come after her. So
They squirt
Yeah.
too. They pop.
And she also, they do.
Everyone in the theater was like, oh.
Yeah, she also does.
Unless
She
that's your
gets so
thing.
pissed at Kevin Bacon that she puts
Which it's
keys
not.
in between her knuckles and she beats the shit out of him, which is fun. Can you hear me?
yeah, you're freezing a little.
Okay. Well, yeah, she just like beats the shit out of Kevin
what you're
Bacon's
saying, though.
face. That was really cool. I liked that scene.
Yeah.
I was surprised he didn't die. Those freaking keys in her hand just like stabbing into his neck. I mean, it doesn't show like stabbing, but you assume it's cutting him up as he's
was
getting
bleeding.
Yeah,
punched.
he gets pretty bloody. I love the chase with Kevin Bacon. Like that's kind of one of the coolest parts, that they're running through the back lot and like through like the Psycho House and all these like places that you've seen. I think I recognize the backlot set for where they shot Back to the Future. I think that's when she came out and ran down the stairs. I think that might have been the clock tower.
I thought there was a Gilmore Girls.
so that was fun.
one,
And then they
too,
also
but I don't know.
they make
Oh
a
wait,
pit
Gilmore
stop
Girls wouldn't make sense
at the
Never mind.
world's worst. They make a pit stop to the world's worst bathroom, which I'm just going to assume all women's bathrooms look like this.
I know,
No.
Cindy. What are you guys doing in
What
there?
are you guys
oh my
doing in
No,
there?
that
goodness.
shit was disgusting.
Disgusting
No.
freaks.
No, that was really gross, but I do like that scene because then he runs outside and I thought he was going to die when he fell. That was a big fall. He fucking slammed on the ground when they knocked him out and he didn't die. And I was like, this guy's indestructible, honestly. Like, that was crazy.
Did there was one scene I had a question. I don't know if you guys caught it, but like when the director was talking to her and she was zoning out and like looking up at the Psycho House,
Uh-huh.
did she mention iPhones? Like right before she was like, "Are you listening to me?"
Ooh, I did not notice that.
What do you mean? What did she say?
Like she was talking about like the state of the industry and like VHS tapes and like where people are watching movies. And then like it's focusing on one of these windows where, you know, she's seeing the elderly Pearl in the window. And like me as a viewer, I was also zoning out what the director was saying. And I felt like I caught her mentioning like, yeah, people are watching on their iPhones now. And then she goes like, "Are you even listening to what I'm saying?" Which I think would be a great
Maybe it's
touch.
intentional.
I'm not sure that actually happened or if that was in my mind, but that would have been cool.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I thought it was kind of. Do you think she took her to the Bates Motel just to get a shot for the trailer to make you think that there was a Norman Bates tie-in?
I mean, no. I mean, that'd be. I'm pretty sure you know that she's in Hollywood, and that's just a.
I guess
sad.
so, but when I was watching the trailer, I was like, Bates Motel? How does that fit in? I guess I'm just dumb. I don't know. But then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it doesn't fit in at all. It's just the set.
Yeah. You're just dumb.
I am. I'm so stupid. Okay.
So yeah, the big reveal is that like it's her dad, and then he's got like kind of this cult of followers that are super, you know, zealous and murdering.
They all got
young
guns.
sluts.
They all got fucking
aren't
guns under
accepting
those
Christ.
robes, which is
They've all got
hilarious.
guns.
They just all whip out guns. They're like, pow,
Yeah.
pow, pow.
Like
I thought that was
sawed-off
funny.
shotguns.
Yeah, I know. But the
And
cops
then-
come
and
and
then,
they, yeah.
Yeah. And then they save the day. And just everything happened. It's like a happy ending. It's like, yeah, this is exactly what you'd expect. She wins. And then
She
she
gets
also becomes a
famous.
star.
Yep.
The end. So it's like not a lot of interesting twists.
That was probably my
turns in the
least
movie.
favorite part, is that there's like zero character arc for Maxine. Like the story is some shit is going down in her life, and the director's like, hey, you need to take care of that. And she's like, I will. And then she does. And
In
then
2
she's
days.
famous.
2 days. Boom. Done.
In 2
Killed
days.
everyone. She said, I'm going to crush Kevin Bacon in a junkyard with the car crusher. That was great. I like that scene. I like Giancarlo Esposito. He was great. He was great in this movie. Kevin Bacon was awesome.
So let's talk about that scene, because I think Kevin Bacon was going about this the wrong way. He's about to be crushed. The thing is like coming down, and he's like begging for his life, but he does it in a way where he's like, no, please just give me money and I won't say anything. If I was in that situation, I would be just begging for them to put a bullet in my brain. I'd be like, please shoot me first. I don't want to be crushed. Please. You don't have to give me money. You don't have to set me free. Just shoot me in the head, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
It's probably a good call.
I don't know. It's like there's not that much to talk about. Like I find myself blanking right now because it's just the plot was just Maxine
there's
wants
no
to be
real
a star.
like conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real conflict. There's nothing that is really a major setback for her. She's like just a bad bitch, and she's like she's the hero, And then the end. So, anyways,
there were some funny
this
moments.
movie fucking sucks.
7 out of 10.
I mean, other than that, it's like it's still enjoyable though. I mean,
it is enjoyable.
It's fun to watch. Like it's got great visuals. The acting is fun, but there's not a whole lot there. So, who would like this movie?
I mean, if you have seen X and you've seen Pearl, you might as well. It's good. It's fun. So just go finish out the trilogy.
I think I agree with Max. I think we should just finish out the trilogy
Sydney.
if you've seen it. I'm talking. Can you not hear me?
Sorry, it's delayed. You're probably got like a 5-second delay.
Oh my god. But I
Here,
think
you tell me when you hear my clap. Say now when you hear my clap.
now.
That's a solid 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's rough.
I don't know what to do.
Anyways,
My Wi-Fi's stinky today. But yeah, finish out the trilogy.
Let's move on. Okay. Let's move on to the surprise.
What could it be?
That's right, folks. It's horror or porno.
Horror porno.
Whose voice is that at the end?
That's mine.
That's yours.
It's just pitched up a little.
Oh my god, I can
you?
hear
Is
myself
it cut
lagging.
off for you guys?
What do you mean?
Oh, that's not good.
Is what cut off?
Can you read horror or porno the full thing?
Yeah.
Hold up. I got to. It's like barely cut off at the edges. I can read it. It's fine.
I can read it.
All right, good. All right, so if you've never listened to a past episode where we had horror porno, it's just a novel observation that there's a lot of crossover between, stabbing, screaming, and, moaning, between getting murdered or getting pounded in sexual situation. So it's actually surprisingly hard to determine whether a sound clip is from a horror or a porno. So I've got 10 sound clips for
10.
Max and Sydney. And I'll play them for you, and then you have to guess if it's a horror or a porno.
Is
You
it
don't
a
have
point
to-
system?
You don't have to buzz in. You're both going to answer for both because it's not fair to Sydney to buzz in because she's going to be
Am I still
5
lagging?
seconds late.
Am I still late?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I
hard
think
to
it's
tell.
better, but
Okay.
It's probably better. Okay, so first clip. This I'm telling you, it's a little harder than you realize.
I'm so excited.
All right. Is it a horror or porno?
I have a question about the game.
Yes. Max, go ahead.
Are any of these going to be tricky like it's a porn scene from a horror movie?
They're all tricky. The point is to be tricky.
I think it's a porn scene from a horror movie, so I'm going horror.
Okay.
I'm
Do you
also
have a
gonna
guess
go.
as to which?
I'm gonna go
which
horror too.
So you get a point for guessing right, and then you get another point if you guess the correct title.
The correct title? I don't know. Let's do Slumber Party Massacre 3.
Okay. Sydney, what say you?
I think it's also horror, but I think this is from X.
Sydney, you are correct. You get 2 points.
Oh, wow. It was
It's
from a
This is
movie
from
we
X.
talked about.
It's Brittany Snow. It's Brittany Snow's scene.
You are correct. Okay, so keep track of your score. Sydney, you get 2 points.
Do I get 1 point for
Max,
guessing
you get
that it
1
was...
point.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. Next clip.
Jesus, you alright? Stay with me. I know. It's okay. Just relax. It's gonna be fine.
What say you?
Oh, if that was a porno, that made me feel gross.
He's being considerate. He's asking her if she's okay.
Stay with
It
me.
just felt creepy. I don't know.
Okay. Is it a horror or a porno?
I'm going to hope it's a horror. I'm going to say horror.
Okay. Guess as to movie?
Cabin Fever. It sounded like they were like shutting and locking a door at the beginning.
Sydney, what do you say?
I'm gonna say porno, but I don't really know many porns by name, so I'm just gonna not guess.
Just try a title. That's the funnest part, is coming up with a porn title.
Edward Penis Hands.
No. Max is correct. It's a horror, and it's from Terrifier.
Oh,
So, Max, you get a point.
Nice.
Tie it up.
I'm trying to remember what scene that would be from.
They're running away. It's towards the end.
Okay, yeah. Yes. That's what it sounded like.
Okay, next up. Clip 3.
Get cleaned up today's slave. This dirty, disgusting water.
I know what this is.
That's it. Let's clean you up.
I know exactly what this is.
Go on, suck it really good. No, you don't want to. That's okay. In your mouth.
In his mouth.
Can I go
Sydney,
first?
you seem excited. What is it? Yeah, go for it.
First of all, R.I.P. Sophie Anderson. But those are the Cock Destroyers. That's a porn. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Max?
I'm going to say it's a porn because the audio was awful.
Guess as to the film?
Jumbo Shrimp 2.
You're both wrong. It was a horror movie. That's from Saw 3.
Those sounded like the cock destroyers.
You're way off. Well, sorry.
Sydney, you need to brush up on your cock destroyers. What scene is that from Saw 3? I
know.
Okay. Everything past Saw 2 is so annoying.
I know. Not a lot of people saw that one, but it's a particular water torture scene. Okay.
I've seen all of the Saw movies, and I can't remember what happens in any of them.
Exactly. All right. Next clip.
It's okay. This is all gonna be okay.
I really
Guesses?
didn't like that. I really didn't like that.
I hope that's a horror movie. Ew.
So Max's guess is a horror. Do you want to guess which movie?
I think it's I Spit on Your Grave.
Sydney?
We haven't had a porn yet. I'm gonna go porno.
That's the one you're going to choose?
Yeah,
So,
I am.
you're going to say porno?
Yeah.
Do you have a guess as to the title?
Blowjob Queen? I don't know.
Sydney's correct. It's a porno. It's Buffy the Vampire Lair, starring Christy Mist.
So, okay, wait. Okay, so it's a horror-themed porno.
I mean, I'm trying to be tricky. It's hard.
That is
Guys.
really tricky because, man, I really hope those screams were played up for the horror aspect. That was terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, she has deep feelings for these vampires that she's slain or laying, I guess.
She's
Okay, next clip.
Hello.
What happened?
Hi.
You were found about 100 miles from where you live in a trailer park. We found a large garden gnome wedged deep inside your ass, but not a scratch on you.
I landed on that.
Yeah. I'd like to do a few more tests if you don't mind.
Okay.
Does this cause you any discomfort?
No.
Okay, any guesses? Sydney?
That one's a porn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a porn too.
Okay.
Something
Guesses as to titles, guys?
Something with doctors. I don't know.
Yeah. Dr.
Dr. Cock.
Let's say Dr. Daddy.
You guys are way off. This is actually a horror movie. You should recognize this one from Final Destination 5.
Final Destination 5?
It's the one where she narrowly escapes death from getting impaled in the ass by a garden gnome. Like,
Jesus Christ.
it's one of the most famous close calls.
I don't think I've ever seen
Okay.
that one.
Call. I haven't seen that one either.
How are we doing? What's our score? Have you guys
I
been
think I
keeping
have
score?
2 points.
Yeah,
Two.
it's 3-2
Sydney,
when I'm
I think you've got
winning.
3.
Yeah, I
3 to
have
2.
it.
Okay,
I'm
next up.
on the document. I have it.
I think Max can pull ahead. I think
I think
it's
I
possible.
can too.
Here's 6.
So that's
All
a
right.
horror movie. And I think it's from Trick or Treat.
Okay, Sydney?
Oh, you might be right. I also think it's a horror movie. Fuck it. I'll say like Dracula. Whatever.
You are both wrong. It's a porno. This is from the Bear Bitch Project.
Bear Bitch Project.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. You guys aren't doing too well. You guys it's rough. I know it's rough. All right. Next up.
My pussy is special.
Want me to call you daddy?
Shut up. Shut up.
That wasn't me. Fuck yeah. You like snowballs, babe?
Oh my God.
No, come on.
Guesses?
You like snowballs, babe?
Max is disassociating now.
God.
I think that was a porn.
I'm gonna say it was also a porn, and I don't know. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with porn names.
Is it Frosty's Revenge?
You're both wrong. You guys are very bad at this. This was horror. This is from Teeth. Don't you guys
Why does the
recognize
audio
Teeth?
sound so bad? Did you mess up
It
the
does
audio?
sound bad.
My pussy is special.
Her pussy is special, guys.
Was that like a
You should
supercut
have caught
of
that.
audio?
I mean, that was the clue.
Yeah. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
movie,
it was whatever. All right, next up.
We suck, Max.
We accept one of us. We accept one of us. Gobble, gobble.
Hey, I know this.
We accept her. We accept her.
Gobble, gobble,
Google
gobble.
gobble.
Hey, we better both get this.
This is a horror movie. It's Freaks. I got it first.
Okay, well,
Sydney,
yeah.
what do you say?
This is a horror movie. It's called Freaks.
You were breaking up. I didn't hear you.
This is a horror
I
movie
wanna
called
make sure.
Freaks.
Wow.
And it's from
we just watched
1932.
Freaks.
Can I get the extra
We just
point?
watched Freaks. I mean, so you should get this right.
But
you both got it wrong. This is actually Dawson's Crack. It's a porno.
It's not. You fucking liar.
Who will get him in the end, guys?
That's the one. No. You're lying.
Fucking lying.
What? No.
Ass.
That's a scene from the movie we watched 2
Guys,
days ago.
I spent a lot of time on this. I know where I got these clips.
You're lying.
I think you're getting lost in the sauce watching these clips.
I think you guys are just very bad at this.
I think you're lying
I
to
think
us, and I don't like
that
it.
you watched so many weird videos that you can't remember what's going on.
No, I have thorough documentation. Like, I would not mistake that as anything but Dawson's Crack. Okay. Number 9. You got 2 left.
I gave me and Max 2 points for that, by the way.
Get ready.
We got it right.
You like to suck? Come on, suck.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Didn't bite you, did I?
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Didn't
Any
bite you,
guesses?
did I?
That sounds like a horror movie to me.
Mm-hmm. Sydney, what do you say?
I'm going to say a porno. And I'm going to say the
Okay.
Cock Destroyers again. It has to be one of them. Has to be
Okay.
them.
I'm going to say this is American Werewolf in Paris.
Sydney's right. It is a porno. This is The Sperminator.
Ew.
A takeoff of the Terminator.
He can
Okay,
get
last
anyone
one. So I
pregnant.
think I don't know. So what is it? 4-2 still? Is that
No, because you
What are you
lied
at, Sydney?
about one of them, and so it's 6-4.
6 to 4. Okay, well, whatever. You're 2 off. So Max, the best you can do is to tie. And this is the final clip.
This is so hard.
Covered with this slime shit. Gross. I hope my clothes aren't ruined. Oh,
What the fuck?
I hope my clothes aren't ruined.
You got to listen closely. The mixing isn't great on this one.
Let me show you how good it feels. Fuck off! I'm not opening this door. I'm your best friend, Eve. No way! I'm not opening this door.
So a lot to work there, guys. That was over a minute long.
I think I know.
Lots of clues in that one. All right, Max.
I think that's a porno, and I think it's based on Cisperia.
Sydney, what do you say?
It's called Sucksperia.
Okay.
I think it's a horror movie, and I think it's From Dusk Till Dawn.
Well, Sydney, you're correct. It's a horror, but it's from the original The Blob.
Oh, I've seen The Blob.
My clothes,
Yeah.
they are ruined.
No way, I'm not opening this door.
This slime shit. Gross. I hope.
This slime shit, gross. That's when they first
I don't
find the
remember
Blob.
anything about that movie.
Oh my god.
So, Sydney, you came out on top on this one. No pun intended. So, that was horror or porno.
Man, I really thought my Sucksperia guess was good.
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
close. I mean, it's a hard, guys. It's a hard game. No pun intended. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Horror Movie Talk. It's produced and edited by moi. Thanks to our patrons and any of our new patrons. We got any new?
We might have some.
Thomas C, Michael D, and others. Thank you so much for joining our Patreon. Thanks to those that left a review on Apple Podcasts. That really helps us out in the rankings. Go to horrormovietalk.com and we got links to all the things you can do and all the ways you can help us out. If you want to call and leave a voicemail, call 682-253-4468. Until next time, folks, be good to yourself. Be excellent.
I'm a
to
star.
others. Bye.
No, I'm a star.
Bye. And to all those who left our Patreon, we know you'll come back. We're like your toxic ex.
We'll come get you.
You can't stay away.
I just had to stroll through the scraggly woods.